Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome wherever you are, wherever you happen to be, to the living world of darkness, right across New York. We are setting the scene in the early morning hours after a full day of tattooing and getting tattooed. 10 Point has been physically, mentally, emotionally exhausted, having spent a good 9 hours on the tattooing process alone. And, Aiden has spent a good 9 hours on the getting tattooed process alone. And seeing as this is not the nice process of using a tattoo gun, but rather the more traditional and aged and admittedly dated tactic of using the tapped rake of needles, yeah, it's just a little demanding. But whatever the case, 10 Point has since gone and done her duties, gotten clean, passed out at the lake, gotten carried back to the cabin, and has been, as is often the case for the certified comfort metis, has been curled in alongside Aiden all night, like she does, in what is now fondly dubbed teddy bear mode, wherein she kind of thoughtlessly amplifies whatever positive emotion she gets or feels herself when she has any presence of mind to do so. Though, for the moment at least, she's out cold, dead asleep, latched on probably to Aiden's shirt, and just dozing.
So while 10 Point sleeps, Timber of Dragons lies on his bed, eyes staring up out the ceiling. Multitude of thoughts running through his head, and eventually he will look down at his Omega and smile wickedly to himself. And immediately will gently kind of rise up out of the bed. It's early morning as well, and he'll just gently kind of, make a move enough to eventually wake the young Omega as he will walk out, still shirtless in a pair of shorts. Probably the thing that 10 Point sees will be the fresh tattoo on his back as he's walking out. It out into his mouth as he's striding out to the porch.
And yeah, she'll stir, if only because, well, he is exiting the bed, and that is, let's face it, 90% of her interest in sleeping there is for the latching process. So, yeah, especially as he gets up out of the bed, she'll finally start blinking very blearily, pick her head up, kind of glance around, and see a tattooed back heading out the door. And as such, will just kind of thoughtlessly get up and follow, because what else would she do? And I mean, she's obviously still fully dressed because, yeah, we're not. That's weird. So yeah, she just kind of eases up, rubbing at her face, snagging one of her little shawl bits up from where she probably dropped it on the way in, and just kind of trails after him.
Eventually, when she comes out, he's sitting there just mid-light, and he'll look over at her. Morning.
And she's still rubbing at her face. She probably woke up in the really heinously early hours to play her violin, but has since been passed back out. And she just kind of tries to adjust to sunlight. Nah. Morning, Raya.
You tired at 10 Point?
Yes, Raya.
Hard at work, as always.
And she starts trailing over, and wherever he's sat, she will probably plunk down pretty much between his feet.
And he'll
she can lean back on a leg.
He'll kind of look out of the. She'll see him look out of the set. Tell me, 10 Point, what do you see?
And she's really not all there. So she kind of glances out, like glances up, follows his gaze, looks out.
Probably, I'd imagine there's people pottering around and shit.
This is true, but all things considered, and with the presence of mind she's got going on just this far after waking up, she kind of combs back some of her hair and looks out. Sun's up, Raya.
Is that all?
And the bleary eyes kind of cruise the little horizon line they've got going there. Let's see the park. Someone's on patrol. Someone's kinder getting breakfast.
You smile, looking at her very innocently. Do you ever wonder, Tempoint, why they say that the Fianna are so full of emotion?
We're passionate people, Raya.
But did you ever wonder, and you look down at her, why? And what we do with that passion?
We are the heart of the nation, Raya. Our passions allow us to stir those around us to greater acts.
Stir those around us, eh? Like, rub his chin. Yeah, how come I've seen just pure selfishness from most of the Fianna?
She kind of blinks. She feels like this is more than she's latching onto just yet.
Did they ever explain to you, when you were growing up, why our emotions are so powerful?
I don't know if it's the same story you would have heard, Raya. Tell me.
He'll actually get up off the chair and like pick her up with him. So like basically she's facing out, he's behind her. He kind of leans down against her ear. Did they ever tell you why having such powerful emotions is so makes one of the Fianna the most dangerous people in the nation? 10 point.
And she was happy enough to lean back against him when she's nested in, but kind of casts a distracted glance back. Why, Raya?
Because at the end of the day, passion is the one thing a guru always maintains, from rage to sorrow to happiness to joy, and we understand the need of balance in that. To understand someone's emotions is to understand the person themselves, their secrets, their truths, their lies. In fact, if you understand how the person feels, you almost understand themselves in a way. Do you know?
And she just kind of brings a hand up. And considering that he's got his face fairly close to hers, ends up kind of just reaching up, combing her hair back and off to the other side. That makes sense, right?
But you've never been explained it, have you?
I like to think I've learned to read the people around me fairly well, Raya.
Have you now? You whisper, and that'll whisper right into her ear, almost like that has this menacing tone to it.
And she's still pressed back against him, but still just kind of shrinks a bit.
Has my little Omega been people watching, has she?
It's my job, Raya.
Your job, is it? Well, tell me, 10 point. Do you think you could get someone to reveal their deepest, darkest secrets to you? One secret. If you just spend a couple of days with them. Are you able to read someone's emotions that well and manipulate it?
Why do you think I visit Jacob, Raya?
I'm not talking about Jacob, Raya. No. See, you've spent time with him. That's different. That's a long-term project. I'm talking about it. You go out there and you get what you need. Slowly. You see, Jake, the likes of Jacob and Felix and all these people, you put the effort in and you watch. But can you go out there and pick someone that you've had no prior foundations with? Watch them, learn them, and get them to tell you one secret of theirs.
She kind of knits her brow. Like a human, right?
No, one of us. Humans are easy. Guru are much harder.
Humans are strange. She glances out.
Humans make up the world we live in. To understand how they think. Like most Guru in the nation think like a human. You see, that's the big thing.
It's not the same.
Is it not?
She kind of gives a lazy shake.
How is it not the same when they think and beat? The same intelligence, the same motives, the same emotions. Many Guru claim they're not different, but they're very, very similar. Many Guru often rely on the simple human emotion, from the nearest lupus to the most wayward of menace. It's all one big emotion. And we as Fianna understand that. And bask in it. And smile.
Back again. Like, it's that, like, very slight tilt of head, because if he's still all up in her personal space, turning around would pretty much put her face in his. She's not going for that. Who, Raya?
I can't pick for you, can I? How is that any way fun? I want you to pick someone on this sept. That's not Jacob. He'll stroke her face very lightly, no matter how much he likes to fawn himself over you. That's not Felix. If you pick them, I'll be very, very disappointed. I want you to pick someone who you know would satisfy my curiosity and how you do, and get one secret from them and bring it to me. And I'll measure its worth. Do you think you could do that for me, 10 Point?
Of course I am.
You don't have a time limit, but I want you to watch and learn. I want you to study. I want you to show me how committed you are to getting that secret.
And, her eyes are finally kind of clearing up some. She's again glancing out over the sept. Obviously got the gears turning. Hell, he can probably hear the gears turning. There's still zero barrier.
You see, you wonder why I don't beat you and hurt you. You see, why would I do that? When you've already can take it and regenerate your health? Why would I do that when I need to test your mind if it's capable or not? Where is the lesson then? 10 Point. Can you tell me?
And she knits her brow for a half a second. And the eyes flick to the side, but she doesn't actually turn her head again. Then how do you punish failure, Raya? If not like that.
Don't worry. If you need a failing, I will remind you. But this is a test to see if you're capable of evolving. You see? Because they're going to ask you. And he'll spin her around, actually quite violently. Not like aggressive, but just, you automatically spin.
Yep. She whips around and, again, it's still a little bleary, so there's definitely a bit of a shocked look.
They're gonna say to you, 10 Point, it's them or me. Them or me, as he paces around her almost like a shark.
He is suddenly up on his feet.
Yep. And what do you reply if it's them or me?
It's you, right?
He'll smile very innocently, very calmly, and whisper into their ear, "It's not like you ever had a choice, was it?"
He balks a little bit.
He'll look at her very seriously, because we do anything for family, isn't that right?
She kind of actually watches him for a good long moment. She's actually like not. She initially avoids his eyes, but definitely takes a minute to kind of pull back just a little bit and study him.
Do you know our pack name, 10 Point?
That's right.
What is it?
You're the seekers of lost knowledge, Raya.
He'll smile, and twirl one of her red locks and smile at her warmly. You're so close to getting it. Lost truths and lost knowledge are often the very same thing. So obtaining a person's secret that they guard the most, that knowledge of that. In a way, you're serving Dana, isn't that right?
And finally, the gears click properly into motion. I'm echoing again. Why you gotta do this to me? But yeah, they finally click properly into motion. And she's still just kind of studying him, at least for a moment. Is something that was never found to begin with, something that was never had, really lost, right?
Smiles. Now you're getting it. You see, they hide from you what they want you to hide. And it's up to you as your duty to reveal itself. Maybe to your pack, maybe to the Sept, but more importantly to her.
Raya, tasks like these are part of how I've earned my place in this pack.
Now you're sounding confident. Perhaps I've made this too easy. Have I?
She'll affect an innocent shrug, and oh my, look at that horizon again.
Well then, you will get no secrets from any Cleath. I want one from a Fostern and one from an Adrian.
And she narrows her eyes there, shoots a glance back up.
You sounded so confident. Why'd I make things easy for you?
It's not hard, right? Just limiting my options.
Limiting your options. Limiting. You'll smile. It's not hard, I see. Well, if it's not hard, I'm sure you wouldn't mind 2 secrets then, would it?
From each, right?
From each.
Much harder than one.
You see, people like to tell you what they want to hear. They'll cry to you. But to truly know someone, they'll have to even say it, that I value you, that I trust you, that you're worth spending time for. They guard so well. People like to wear open wounds on their chest, but the true wound They hide away in the little box. Are you capable of earning someone's trust like that? And then taking everything they have, all their secrets, and giving it to us?
I know who I owe my loyalty to, Ryan.
But are you capable of getting it? Well, I'm not questioning your loyalty. No. I know who you're loyal to. I'm wondering your capabilities. I don't want Jacob's secrets, because that's already in motion. And besides, I'm wondering, can you do this on your own with no incentive, and you have to decide yourself who is worth the pack knowing about?
There are only so many agents to choose from, Raya.
Of course. I'm sure you'll have a wonderful time. After all, Skavgard seems to have plenty.
There's a blink.
What, you have not noticed yet? Oh, 10 point. He just has this very disappointed smile on his face. It's mocking. I thought a smart little thing like you would have picked up on that already.
Kind of a stubborn. It's not even like a change in her expression per se, but he can feel the shift of emotion. It just kind of takes up a very stubborn kind of like, hey, tone, because getting tissed, that's not even fair.
He'll smile warmly again. I mean, Chloe seems to have secrets. Maybe Jacob himself has secrets. Maybe Alana has some. Everyone has secrets, yeah, but some guard them so deep and twisted. Maybe you could twist their emotions, so the fact that they either dwell on the secret so much that they'll tell you, or they'll wear their heart in their sleeve. But I want one or two, whichever you decide. I'll measure its worth, because in the end of the day, the pack needs them.
At the end of the day, Ryan, it is dangerous to pick particular targets.
That's why I'm letting you choose which ones you want. Do you think I'm stupid? I've been playing this game a lot longer than you have. After all, this is what I was trained to do.
You may have trained for longer, Ryan. But I feel as though the incentive I was offered was somewhat more meaningful.
I see. Well then, let's put that to the test then, Omega. Bring me what I want. We'll see if you're ready for the next level. That's when you can play with Jacob. With this wicked little smile.
Hold on, let me look at things real fast. I'm not even sure what an appropriate role would be. I guess perception empathy?
Okay.
Do it.
Where you set up, Katie?
I wasn't set up. I didn't think you were going to make me roll anything. I didn't think I was going to make you roll anything.
Yeah.
Setting up in the werewolf one.
Just the one.
Then there will be like a mild shift come the mention of quote playing with Jacob, but it's nothing very distinctive that he picks up on per se.
He'll lick his lips and smile at her. That bother you, does it?
I find it a shame that he is earnestly kind, Raya.
He coughs as well as he lights a cigarette. Jacob Clay, earnestly kind. Oh. That's a good one, 10 point.
There's a mild deflation.
Do you think he's really kind?
And see if she has the presence of mind. Apparently so. She tilts her head offside thoughtfully and turns to answer and apparently thinks better of whatever's about to come out of her mouth.
Oh my. So, 10 point, you are up against the wall.
Okay.
As his hand just right into your throat, you know?
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, he gets a an appropriately dubbed strangled noise. She
There's no
abruptly
anger.
is.
There is no anger. There is no anger on his face.
Yeah, just a startled little strangled noise as she gets slammed back against the wall.
He'll reach over to one of the bottles there, and you'll just hear a little cracking noise. Are you hiding something from me?
And considering the crackling glass sound, where does he keep finding bottles? He needs to stop leaving those out on the porch. Fuck!
So he leaves them there.
Stop it! I'll start cleaning up after you. Jesus. Yeah, she her eyes go a little wide at the cracking of glass. And she's got a hand kind of reflexively up on his wrist, not actually trying to wrench it off. Just kind of like, yeah, it's a fairly reflexive thing. Someone grabs you by the throat, you grab the hand. And she just shakes her head quickly. No, right.
Then why'd you not answer me? I mean, suddenly you're being pulled closer and closer and closer.
She kind of shrivels down a bit as she's pulled in. It just wasn't a wise way to say it, right?
A wise way to say it. That tells me a couple of things about you then, 10 point. And after all, maybe it's leading me to a conclusion which, if it is that, it's not going to end very well.
It was just a thought better left unsaid, Ryan.
Tell me, would your darling Jacob like to see his Metis? With a nice smile on her face.
She just kind of shrinks a little more, giving her head a light shake.
Then tell me what you're going to say. Otherwise, I'll go in there and get a particular cutlery. I'll give you a lovely smile.
Takes a second for the threat to register, though,
If you want me to roll manipulation intimidation, I can.
Go for it.
Right. 1, ironically.
I mean, let's look at how many dice I have to roll in response. To see if she's convinced that you're really going to go after Silver. Apparently she believes it. Looks pretty believable right now. I mean, he's got broken glass already. I mean, yeah, she shrinks further. He's probably like holding her up by the front of her shirt at this point. I just meant to say that at the very least he is kind to me, Raya.
He's kind to you, is he? Now I wonder why that is. Let's debate this, shall we? He's pulling her along, and again she kind of hits the chair hard as she sits down.
Is he sitting her in the chair, or?
Yep.
Oh boy, just where she always wanted to be, in a chair.
Why does he like you?
Because I made him like me, Raya.
Oh, of course. I know you did. But do you think he actually really does like you? Or likes the idea of you?
It's upon being planted in the chair, unless he's going to keep her from doing so, she's kind of pulled her limbs in. Probably has her feet up on it.
Oh no, he's still got his hand on your front. He's like holding you in place.
Ooh. Then yeah, not so much. And she thinks about it and kind of licks her lips as she does so. Kind of rolling them in. To be honest, Raya, probably the idea. I don't think he has that firm a grasp.
And does that bother you?
No, Raya.
Are you sure?
Why would it, Raya? None of them know me.
You wouldn't be lying to me now, would you?
And he could actually feel her pull back and kind of re-examine. There's kind of, I guess, an assessing sort of tone to her thought line. As the emotions kind of play out.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Aww. Yeah. She pauses and actually reconsiders. As much as it might be nice to think one way or the other, Raya, it's not so disappointing. A bit of a shame, maybe, but I will not be broken over it.
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
Kind of knits her brow.
Jacob Clay with his nice little teeth set and his big soft smile. Do you know what he's done? Do you?
I remember lessons, Raya, and I know why we're here.
Oh, no. I don't think you remember quite fondly, do you? Maybe I should give you a reminder.
I know where those punishments came from, Raya. It wasn't Jacob.
You smirk a bit. It was Jacob. I think you'll find, because you can say it was Balian's idea, but he's the one who went along with it.
He did.
And he may feel bad, but his feeling bad is very subjective, I notice. And right now, he'll need you. He'll make his little sweet little 10 point his thing. He'll care for you. But when you're no use to him anymore, he'll discard you and probably put you on a cross just like he did to the other one. Because in the end, 10 point, to him, you're nothing.
And I'll let you pee in ear again, as you can see inside her head.
Yes. Ooh.
Sorry. I'm pretty sure Vinny is our viewer.
Yep, probably. Being so nosy.
Sorry, I was not ready for the gift you sent me. Oh, God. You said 2 successes?
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't say shit. She does her best to compose her face. But he can, like, hear the frank disbelief. The latter part of his threats.
You don't believe me, do you? As he kneel in front of her.
Raya, I'm of no use to him now.
Oh, you are so not getting it. It's amazing to see the innocence. It's quite beautiful, actually. It's the innocence in its purest form. He does not care for you, 10 Point. In fact, he is doing the cruelest thing to you.
What is that, Raya?
He's giving you hope. Giving you an illusion of what will actually happen. You go very somber then and stare at 10 Point. He's giving you that need, that touch. And you like run his hand very affectionately along her cheek.
Is the hand holding glass?
Nope.
So is it the one that was originally on her chest?
Yes.
Yep, he can hear frank disbelief at parts of it, and essentially her balking a bit at the idea of being given hope.
Ask him. Ask him what he thinks. Find out. Because I see the way he looks at you.
Raya, he may mean to give me hope, but he doesn't know what things I hope for. He doesn't know me.
At the end of the day, 10 Point. He'll drag you down with him if you let him.
I wouldn't have done my job very well if I let him, Raya.
No, but that disbelief in your voice says it all to me. Speaks volumes that your words will never truly reach. I thought you knew people so well. He'll smile.
The people here are strange and different, Raya, but not that different.
Now you're backpedaling.
Raya, if you don't believe he has concern for me, and if you believe he earnestly doesn't care, and she kind of glances to his offhand.
Oh, I see. Now I know what you want. Okay. If I mark you, which I have been debating about, he will pick her up again by the like the scruff of actually by the hair this time. And if I drag you across the sept, in front of his door, do you know what he will do?
And there's a hiss of breath as he like pulls her up by the hair. But she kind of stands there a little gangle-legged, trying to figure out which way he's even going to yank her. I can assure you, Raya, he would not be happy.
Exactly. Because it's not for you he wants. He wants the rest of us to bow down to him. He wants the idea of control. He likes it. No matter how much he denies it, he loves it. Loves the fact you come to him. Where is he? Has he ever come to visit you on your porch?
Not here, Raya, but he has come to visit me.
Come to... Oh! And then the eyebrow raise. Has he now? He's working faster than I anticipated. Maybe I should mark you. Let him know who you belong to. He's playing that game.
It's not the point I meant to make, Raya.
But you've made it.
And he'll feel a little bit of creeping dread because, let's face it, they both know that broken glass isn't going to mark her in a permanent way.
But you made it, haven't you, 10 Point?
Yes, Raya.
And do you think that Jacob is kind for that? Is trying to sow dissent among us? Do you think he's nice for that?
Raya, he has never made an attempt to turn me away from my pack. I've seen it from others, Raya. I'm not blind.
Yes, you are. Oh, my little 10 Point. You kind of ruffle her hair. It's suddenly gone very soft again.
Does he actually let go of her hair then?
Yeah, he lets go and ruffles it.
She will warily stand herself up.
Oh, 10 Point, 10 Point, 10 Point. Oh, I was expecting so much better.
Ryan, saying that it is a shame, saying that it might have been nice had things been otherwise, does not mean that I will not do my duty to my pack, or that my loyalties are swaying.
The fact that you haven't caught on to his little coming to visit you, make it nice. The fact that you haven't caught on to what he's doing.
I'm not blind, Raya.
And yet you said he's made no attempt. You see, you say one thing, and then your actions give another vibe.
Her tilts slightly. Raya, do you think I am so easily swayed away from my pack that a few visits from someone trying to be friendly will sow the seeds of rebellion in me?
I don't know, 10 Point. And that's what's worrying me. And he'll get right into her face.
She actually looks a little hurt.
Because all I've heard about you is defending him. And defend him. And defend him. Tell me how nice he is. What's a man to think?
He may be nice, Raya, but he is not my Raya.
Prove it.
How?
You can decide. Prove to me.
Right, there are only so many actions I can take that don't compromise the work I have been set to do.
Well, then you're gonna have to figure it out, aren't you? But you better prove it, 10 point. Otherwise, that pretty little eye of yours, I do like looking at them. Well, one of them's got to go. Then we'll see how ready Jacob Clay really is.
And
Maybe I'll hang it up.
he'll still feel the echoes of it too. She's outright hurt that there's any doubt.
Maybe I'll put it on the door there, like William White did to my tongue. Sends a message, don't you think?
After all of this, Riot, do you really believe that I am so easily swayed?
No. I don't. But there's a part of me that is always wary of things. It's what my then father told me. You always question everything, Aiden. Even to those you trust the most. Because in the end, again, she will feel, and I will roll some dice. Oh boy. That's 2 successes to hit her with the glass bottle.
Oh, just flat hit her with it?
Yep, just straight shot right in the stomach.
Is it broken already?
Nah, I'll be nice. Nah.
Okay, because this could have gone 2 ways.
Sad. I rolled a bit of damage. Or is 10 point trying to get out of the way?
I gotta admit, I don't think she necessarily expected him to wing it out of nowhere.
Alright, I'll roll some damage. That's 2.
Oh, one of it's soaked.
Yeah,
Make her hard enough to get her to kind of stumble. Maybe leave a bruise.
Spends a rage. In comes the headbutt. Spending rage is always fun. Yes, I'm sure, or 20. Why would you do that? And that's take away 8, 3. Okay, that's 3. As he headbutts.
All right, take yourself a glance outside chat.
Oh shit.
That is 1 soaked out of what you said, 3?
Yep.
So that's 2 more on top of the 1. So she is at 3.
I'm assuming that probably the headbutt drops her to the floor. I'm assuming, right?
Yep, and that is where I will finally give in to this fucking gif. Oh my god. I will show this to you afterwards because it's fucking ridiculous. Alright, you. But yeah. So yeah, the headbutt, especially in the wake of the bottle thwack. God damn it, you're wearing it! Oh my god, that's the best creeper gif I've ever seen in my goddamn life. Oh, I wasn't ready. So yeah, considering that between getting smacked with the bottle and then getting headbutted, yeah, she'll topple over. She's not fighting back or even trying to really handle it, but so well. So yeah, she hits her ass.
And he'll pick her up, and probably if Dallas is walking out, she'll just hear, "Do you think you had all this fun, 10 point, and there'll be no consequences to what you're doing?"
Dallas kind of stumbles out of her room, and like she sort of the door opens and she's in such a quick motion because all she heard was breaking glass and the sound of someone hitting the ground. She has no idea what to think. And so she comes flying out of her room and hits the opposite wall of the hallway, and then kind of comes scrambling up almost on all fours until she stands up and comes into the room with a flannel shirt on.
They're actually out on the porch.
Oh. Okay. Then yeah, she comes sort of barreling through the screen door, just in a shirt and underwear, and just like looking around. Huh? What?
For what it's worth, about time that her footsteps are getting close to the door, 10 Point spares a reassuring thought her way. But it's a completely wordless thing. It's just kind of a wave of like, it's chill. Everything's fine. It's not very convincing considering you heard, glass and thumping. First the thought of a fucking headbutt and then her ass on the ground. Right. This isn't about fun.
Is it not?
I'm doing what I was tasked with. Nothing more.
Prove it.
Aiden, what the hell is going on?
Dallas, good of you to join us. He'll smile quite menacingly down at 10 Point.
What are you doing?
I was trying to teach 10 Point a lesson, but I just found out something very interesting about her and a certain Silverfang.
I'm gonna say by certain Silverfang, you're not referring to Balian.
No. In fact, the one person as he's walking down at 10 Point looking down at her that we hate.
She has to take a minute to think about it, and then she kind of looks over. Jacob.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what did she do?
She likes
Follow
him.
her plans? She'll stop.
Don't you? I look down at her with a smile. It's exactly like the GIF. It's menacing as fuck.
Not the way you're implying, Ryan. No. It's not like that.
Oh, I never said it was. No. See, Jacob, I think, is trying to be his hero self with our dear 10 Point.
Of course he is, Raya. That's why I'm the one working on him.
I've asked her to prove herself. Because I don't trust his kind.
Alright. She'll look down at 10 Point.
10 Point looks somewhat at a loss.
What did you do to get yourself too close?
Nothing, Raya. I meant to get too close. People don't share confidences and secrets with casual acquaintances. I simply said that it was a shame that he seemed to earnestly be kind, at least to me. Makes it very easy to take advantage of. I even said as much to him, and it went in one ear and out the other.
doesn't care about you?
It's because he's grown up here. He has spent his whole life as a guru here.
It's nothing to do with where he's grown up. It's nothing like that. He doesn't care. If he earnestly cared about you, he would have caught on to what you're saying. He doesn't care about you. Not like me, not like Dallas, not like Banshee, not like Balian.
Of course not.
He's not nice. He's exactly what he wants to be. In self-denial. Because he's just as vicious as we are. And in fact, he is one bad day away from being me, when you think about it. Isn't he?
And she again kind of rolls in her lips and licks them briefly. It's obviously kind of a nervous gesture. I dare say, Ryle, I would call that a good day.
Like I said, get whatever you want, but prove to me you haven't gone too deep. Otherwise, he licks his lips. I'll mark you. We'll see what Jacob Clay does then.
Ryle, if you mark me in an open enough way that it can be seen by any and all, Jacob Clay will not be the foremost of your worries, or the only of your worries.
Do you think I'm afraid of these people? Do you
They
think I
may
really...
lack in quality, but they make up for it in quantity, Raya.
Do you think I'm afraid at one of these? Do you really want to test me?
No, Raya. It's
Good.
not the place.
Because right now I don't care at that point. So, do as you're told. And don't push.
That's right.
You get up and be back to normal, happy, innocent Aiden. Like a click of a finger.
Yeah, 10 Point is just kind of left sitting on the ground. She does not flip the switch. Well, sitting on the porch, I should say.
Honestly, Aiden, Jacob's one of those ones I wouldn't mind taking on in a far more direct way.
No. No. I just need her to prove herself, then she can break them all she wants. That's all. Just a check. It's good to check things.
10 Point still has a distinctly hurt look about her. This has nothing to do with the bruises that are long since gone.
You know, Aiden, not to
Yes,
impugn what you do with 10 Point, but you know that she is loyal to you above all else, right?
of course. That's why I'm sure she won't fail me.
Dallas of the Pack Link is going to directly to Aiden. Not with theatrics. Seriously. If she had to protect you and sell the rest of us down the river, she would. You know that, right?
He will turn on his heel and turn. But theatricality and deception is what we do best, Alice. I was just teaching her that, in fact. And she thinks she's better than me at it. So, and he'll look down at 10 Point. I set her a little task.
You set me approximately 5 little tasks, Raya.
Twitches a bit. Are you correcting me?
She was just kind of looking down at her hands, plainly not thinking about what she was doing. Maybe it's because it's still so fucking early. She's only barely more awake than Dallas is. And her head just kind of snaps up as she realizes that she has made the critical error. Apologies, Raya.
Oh, let's see. Oh, willpower. Let's see how being he bold he is. Nope, he keeps it in. Yeah, he twitches a bit. Twitches a lot, actually. I see. I see. That's all the proof I need. You step off the porch and begin, putting his hands in his pockets, taking out a cigarette to walk off.
Again, 10 Point looks decidedly stricken and torn on what exactly to do with that. And she'll push a thought through the pack link. Hopefully.
Met with a wall.
And promptly just kind of puffs out a terse breath, watching him go.
Oh no, he's still standing there. He's obviously fumbling at something.
Oh. Sorry, I thought you said he was like walking off.
No, he was making off to leave. But he hasn't moved yet. God, Katie.
Well, making off is not exactly a common term around here.
Yeah.
Fucking. Well, very well. Then how far has he stepped? Is he still on the porch?
Just after getting off it.
Well, in that case, she's going to ease up. And take the couple steps over. And finally easing down the steps. Not sure how far he's planning to go in, like, his shorts, but... She's not going to say anything out loud, even though he's being a jerk and blocking her out. But she'll still, reach out. Setting a hand on his back. Right over the tattoo, actually. Because, god damn it, she spent 9 hours on it. She could touch it if she wants. Worst he's going to do is react the same as he would if he touched her or if she touched him anywhere else.
Stops. Fidgeting quite a lot, actually.
Right, please. And she, will pat herself down. Is he still hanging out with that fucking cigarette hanging out of his mouth?
Mm-hmm.
And so she'll come around, get in front of him, and we'll produce a letter.
You know, he'll light it and look around at everybody. It's an off day. It's Darcy and I's. Looks down. It's our anniversary.
Dallas holds up her hands and starts like counting. Short of 12.
I haven't been counting to a year. I count every month. I'm stupid like that. Blushes a bit.
I'd say you're Fiona like that, if I'm being totally honest.
10 points, brows pop up, and she does the little point. The little that exactly point towards Dallas. Like, you know, you can't say she's wrong. Just a little point.
Yeah, well, you try keeping it in.
I don't.
I have to.
Not around us.
I can't.
She'll step down and she'll shout out a curse as she does, as she steps on a piece of glass because she's in bare feet. And she kind of does a one-legged hop over to Aiden as she's like cursing under her breath. Who does this? She'll put a hand on Aiden's shoulder. And it's just the pack.
I can't, Dallas. They're watching me every fucking thing I do. I can't. The only thing I have is to twist that thing into something else.
You don't have to roll me out, Ryan.
I've seen the way you've been twisting it, Aiden. You twist it back towards 10 point. Back towards me. And she'll reach down with one hand, pull a piece of glass out of her foot, and toss it aside. There's a reason why I don't.
Ooh, go ahead.
I know this isn't easy for you, Aiden, which is why I don't bite back when you lash out.
Is it bad I want her to die already?
You're hurting, Raya. Nobody wants to suffer.
You can't help but want what you want.
Pinpoint meanwhile will become moderately bold, and well, actually, especially now that he's got a cigarette to distract himself with, and Dallas's hand on his shoulder, we'll finally do that thing where you just kind of slide in to the other side, tucking like her arm and whatnot under his, getting right up next to him in a kind of a supportive fashion.
This kind of stuff, it's harder for people like you, 10 point Banshee. Saoirse. Even me to an extent. You're still part of Stag's brood. Your ties mean everything to you. And when they cause you pain, it's not just the kind of pain that anyone feels. It's passionate pain. I deal with things like that in my own way. Forge, training grounds. You're less productive about it, or constructive. That's just who you are right now.
Our passions are so strong, we can send armies gleefully running into battle. And it is just as severe when it's turned the other way.
Yeah, well, maybe I wanted someone else to feel it for a change.
She turns her head up.
Dallas will look over at Aiden, and she'll actually step in front of him. She's got a really stern look on her face. What you're going through right now, you want to inflict on someone else.
So what? Maybe they might have fucking understand.
Then share it with me.
Why? Why would I bother? I can't. Do you know why I cut myself lately? Because it's just easier.
You said you want others to feel the way you feel, Raya. Share it with me.
Fine. Yeah, 10 points hit with probably both of yous actually, because fucking he's pissed off. Both of yous are hit with the emotional jackhammer of Aiden self-harming routinely because he can't open up about what he wants, how he's feeling about what's happening to him at the minute.
I mean, 10 points brace. She's had several pretty clear glances.
Oh, this is full on. This is like a tidal wave.
Then I will be fair and I will roll a willpower.
Like probably you could feel like his own knife cutting across your own skin. This type of that metaphorical feeling.
It's like flashback level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What was that, Vinny? I'm scared.
That was her willpower.
Okay.
She's resolute.
I'm not allowed to roll dice, apparently.
It just sees one that's like, no.
No. Discord's just like, oh, it's 10-point rolling. Shit.
Pshaw.
Who needs that? There you go.
Got a 4.
You got 4.
How about that?
Yeah, you got 4.
A 6, sir.
Oh,
shit. I got a whole 6. Right after I angry faced it, I got my 6. Which is just enough.
It.
But yeah, I mean, on the other hand, it's not to say it was multiple successes. So I mean, she's not in her happy place, but she doesn't like collapse. That's good. Though considering that she had already set an arm around Aiden, yeah, the second he doesn't just open up. He doesn't just, open and let us have a look or share in it. No, he literally tries to drown us in it. So when it slams into her, he'll feel the hand like clench on his shoulder. The moderate waver. And she does very much what she did the last time he was overloading her emotionally, and just kind of spontaneously starts shedding tears. Not sobbing, not crying at length, just shedding tears.
You feel that? That's what I have to go out with every day and fight with. Every day.
Dallas kind of grits her teeth a bit and looks up at him. So, is that what you've been trying to do to me?
Maybe I'm preparing you for what's eventually going to happen. Because it's going to happen.
Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. But all I know is if I felt a touch of this, I wouldn't put it on you.
Don't try guilt trip me.
I'm not guilt tripping you. I'm telling you the way things are. You know what you're trying to do. You know who you're doing it to. And yet, keep coming at me. One of, 3 people who are here constantly being your support?
Oh, you don't like it? You kind of get in her face. You don't like it, do you?
Tip White tries actually to kind of reel him a little bit, if only because he's encouraged her to remind him. And that will be forefront on her mind if he turns and fucking spins on her for it.
But you don't have to listen to me anymore, right, Dallas? That's what you said.
She'll hold her hands out at her side. You looking for a fight? Is that what you want?
That's all you're giving me.
What do you want from me, Aiden? Do you want me to be thankful that you're running me down?
I'm running you down. I see. Well, if that's what you think I'm doing.
Don't give me that.
Give you what?
That. That's what you think I'm doing. That dodge out of the fact that you know damn well what you're doing and who you're doing it to.
And you know what you're doing as well.
Yeah, I'm seeing someone outside our circle. Just like you.
It's got nothing to do with her. You know it.
You think I'm with her to scorn you?
No. Are you blind? You told me I don't have to listen to you anymore, Aiden. How do you think that made me feel? Hmm? How do you think I was going to react?
How'd you think I was going to react to what you've been doing?
It hurts, doesn't it?
Right.
No, she needs to hear it.
Dallas is going to put on a hand out on 10 Point's chest and just give her a bit of a push. Back out of the way.
I fucking love you, kid. And that's what you say to me?
And while 10 Point has been nudged out of the way, once he out and out says it, she looks so deeply relieved. Anyone who is actually still open to the pack link will feel exactly how relieved she is.
No, not open to the pack link right now. That was trying to keep her own shit in check.
Yeah, fair.
And when did I say that to you, Aiden?
You said it a while back.
What was the context?
The moment you hit Fostern.
So, the moment that I achieved my rank, the moment when I was dead exhausted and making light of a situation because I had just been through hell, you took me seriously. You took me at face value. Is that it?
No, it's because everything's been a competition with you, Dallas. Everything. Constant game of one-upsmanship. When there's no
That's
need.
who I am, Aiden. Just like you can't help but feel things. Can't help but try and be. Every time someone else elevates themselves, I have to make it to their level and surpass them. It's just
Right.
who I am.
Well, maybe you should think about what it does to other people, Dallas, particularly the people you call your family.
Do you have any idea of why I'd want to be that way? Why I would do those things?
Yeah, I have an idea. But if I say it, you'll probably get mad at me. And I don't want to hurt your feelings.
We're already past that point. Go ahead and say it.
Oh, we're already past that point, are we? Fine. It's because you haven't met his brother. And you'll never feel good enough.
Oh, shit.
God.
That's not what I was expecting.
10 Point
see?
eyes shoot open.
He tried
I'm
to
going to
warn
spend the
you.
willpower point, and also,
fair,
as soon as I
try
roll
warning
this, we're rolling initiative. Because you just hit the Goku button. Today is what, are we still in the gibbous, or are we at half, finally?
1 second. We are on a waning crescent, unless I've got... Yeah, it's set to the right date.
So that difficulty
7.
Yeah.
Div 7.
Wow.
Still makes her angry, though, just not psychotically angry. But yeah, roll initiative. Not what I was expecting on a Wednesday morning. Yeah. Torna?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry,
Go for
buddy.
it.
I'm sorry.
No, go for it.
Alice is going to spend 1 rage to shift to Krenos and 3 for... Or not Krenos, Glabro, Jesus.
I was about to say, holy shit, why do you do this to me?
But she's going to shift up to Glabro, and she is going to... she's going to punch him. Actually, she's going to lead off with a headbutt. Are you blocking or dodging or anything?
Nope.
No? Swear to God, Torna, if you do that thing where you like just let her beat the shit out of you, I would be so nettled.
So nettled.
Ooh,
You knock him straight out.
Jesus. Shit.
No,
Don't
give
worry,
him
if it
time.
needs something to do with the extra rage. As
He'll,
soon as he hits dirt, 10 points standing over him. Just in case.
he'll eventually get back up, I'm going to say, after a bit of time. Gets back up and spits. Come on, do it again.
All right.
Come on, hit me. Hasn't healed or anything. He's still beat up to shit.
Hmm.
Oh no.
I was about to say, that doesn't sound so wise.
Um, 5 plus her strength.
You know what? Nah. Consider it a held action. 10 points getting in the way of it.
You gonna do that?
Because if
thing?
you're still at fucking like 6 bashing and she hits you hard enough, she can no shit roll over through lethal and kill you. Nope.
All right.
Not
So
until he
I guess
heals up.
10 point takes 6 dash.
Yeah. This is why these things happen. Aiden can get mad at her if he wants. As soon as she covers. Yeah, she soaks 3 of it. She takes 3 bashing. And she, meanwhile, like, she fucking slips into the fucking way again. And as she takes the hit, is looking straight at Aiden and says, "Shift, Raya."
Come on, Dallas. Do it. Finish me.
Torna, good sir.
Yes.
I would like to roll a perception empathy on you.
That
Go
is
for
a
it.
good plan.
By all means.
I may also do a thing. I don't even know if I should roll for it since it's technically not an attack.
Wow, really? Fuck you.
Yeah.
God
That's
damn.
okay, because
Difficulty 4, and that's
he like he's fixated on Dallas right now, isn't he?
Yep.
Good, because 10 points standing between them. And considering that he's not responding, he's not shifting, and he's keeping this up, and is already pretty egregiously injured. Would you like me to roll to straight slap Aiden across the face?
Whatever you guys do whatever you want to do.
No, she's just trying to startle him and to jolt him out of it. It's honestly not that hard. She just, I mean, it's enough to make a really loud noise, but
I mean, yeah, do what you need to do, Katie. Like, I'm not stopping you.
it's not a damage thing. It's just it's loud and it stings like a bitch. She's just gonna, especially since he keeps on and ignores her outright. Yeah, she picks up a hand and just right across the cheek.
He'll turn and look at her. Do you think you're capable then, 10 point? That would be a sight, wouldn't it? Come on.
Raya.
I bet they'll get a good laugh at that. You finally do it. Come on.
You know I won't.
Well, then turns and looks at us. Come on.
Steps back in the middle. Raya. Shift.
Make me. Mom, what is he afraid of?
Remember later that you gave me this command, Raya.
Make me. Come on, put me out of my misery. 10 point.
10 point very calmly for a Theurge on the Crescent Moon, because she's only got so much rage. Okay, thanks. 10 point will very calmly revert to Krynos.
Stands there, waiting.
She then proceeds to do not even remotely what Aiden wants her to do. And proceeds to, it's a shame he doesn't have a shirt on, reach down and just carefully hooks a giant furred arm around him and looks to scoop him up like a sack of fucking potatoes. Just straight, one shot, swing of the arm, scoop.
Stares at her.
And she starts traipsing back up the porch. She will duck through the door. And unless someone's going to stop her, essentially puts Aiden in timeout, shoving him into his room.
I have to roll.
I know.
Spend willpower. Good thing I did. He doesn't frenzy.
I mean, no, because it's diff 5 for you right now. It's only 2.
I spent willpower. I spent willpower, so he doesn't frenzy.
Oh
anyway,
yeah,
so
it takes like 6 to frenzy anyways. You're good.
Neither. Now he just stares at you. Blankly, and you put him in his room, and he just walks towards the window.
With purpose? Because she's still right there.
Yep. No, he just blatantly ignores you and just starts walking towards the window.
Raya. If he ignores her, she's eventually just going to pick up her giant fucking paw and plant it on the window.
You gonna stop me now, are you? Had your little fun humiliate me there before.
I don't want to humiliate you, Raya, but
You've
you've
done
given
it
me
already.
very little choice.
So get out. I don't think that went the way you anticipated it did it now, 10 point.
No, Raya. If you want me to leave, shift.
Get out, 10 point.
You told me to make you, Raya.
And why are you so concerned? Just let me do what I want to do. Let me go out in fucking peace, will you?
Is he walled? Is he walled off right now?
No, both of you can tell he wants to die.
She just hits him with everything. Everything that she gives him, like, in normal teddy bear mode, except, it's not the cute little fluffy warm stuff. She's just gonna blindside him with the simple fact that she loves him dearly. And she's gonna fucking wrap him up in it. I can't do what you want, Raya. I would rather kill myself.
That's easy for Felix, isn't it? He has a good little cry and everyone's fine and he's back to normal again.
That's not fair, Raya.
Oh, well, life's not fair.
Has Dallas followed them in?
Yeah, she's relaxed back down into Hamid, but she still looks... She looks pissed. But she has slipped past them to go to her room to get a pair of pants to put on.
Good move. Solid.
you know what, maybe I'll go and kill myself out in the raid then. At least I get to die with a bit of glory, right?
No, Raya. You'll have to kill me first.
Yeah, well, that's easier.
And she kind of lurches down, finally drops her hand off the window to see if he will go for it again.
It stands there twitching.
Dallas will look over at Aiden. All this because of her.
You can judge me however you want.
I'm asking you a question. Is that what it is?
Part of it.
Well then, she'll step into the room and she'll look at him. You said to me a moment ago that you wished she was dead. How about I
She's
make that
already
happen?
dying, Raya.
She'll just put a hand over 10-point or in 10-Point's face.
Yep.
How about I go make that happen?
Do it. Go on if you've got the balls. Go on. And see what happens.
Raya.
I'm asking you, do you want it done?
No, she wants to talk like that? No. Do it.
I'm asking you if you want it done.
Why would I kill her?
If you're so distraught over this, if you're so self-destructive over it, if you're willing to try and destroy the pack over it, if her suffering to an eventual end causes all of that for you, would you just prefer that she be dead?
She's dying anyway. What you want from me? What you want from me, Dallas? Huh?
I want the person who I took as my family. I want you happy. I want you better. I want something better than this for you.
Do you think it's what? She dies and lickety split on back?
No.
I can't face it, Dallas.
So then why are we your prime targets?
What is all I have left?
10-Point is still settled on the ground, back on her rear.
So, what do you want to do? You want to force us to kill you? You want to push us away?
And unless
if we're all that you...
Oh, go ahead.
If we're all that you have left, if we're it, and the bond that you have with us means so fucking much, why are you to strain it, if not break it?
And will Aiden avoid if 10 Point just tries to kind of casually ease him into her lap?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She will lift the arm, essentially try to offer him the chance to come close. But yeah, if he's easing back from her, she's not going to push it. There's just, again, that hurt sensation, at least a moderate level.
You won't let us help you. You constantly try to provoke me because you know I can do what I just did to you. If I frenzy and I kill you, or if I frenzy and her trying to protect you ends up dead, how are you going to stand with that in life or death?
I wouldn't be here then, would I? Don't you get it? I don't know what she's told you, but I fucking suck at this, Dallas. I wasn't meant to have people who love me. And everything I touch or everything I love dies on me. So maybe I thought it's me. Maybe you're better off.
If you truly believe that, you wouldn't keep trying to teach 10 Point. If you truly believe that, you would have taken the right of renunciation a long time ago to be something other than Ragabash.
Maybe I will then.
Mariah, please stop. We're here.
What?
We're right here. She again, this time much smaller, offers up her hand.
It's not fair.
It's not. Please, Raya.
Aiden, for those of us born Hamid, what about our lifestyle strikes you as anything?
Don't you patronize? He kind of like wheels up. Don't you patronize me?
Raya.
I have. It's not fair, Dallas. I have known nothing else. Even when I was a Hamid.
I'm not patronizing you. Nothing
I have
you
nothing.
do is. Go ahead.
No, you go first, dude. Go first.
Nothing about our existence has ever been fair. The society we live in isn't fair. It isn't fair to me. It isn't fair to her, and she'll gesture to 10 Point. It isn't fair to you. It isn't fair to the sept. It isn't fair to the nation. Our litany makes our lives hell, but it's all we've got. It's not fair that our friends and our family members die young. That we're lucky to get to know our parents. If we even get that, we're lucky to know our siblings. And the circumstances that you've been dealt with, that arranged marriage, with the pact that was put on you when that happened, the fact that Even Darcy dying isn't fair. The four of us in this pack want to be there for you, and you know that. I want to try to help you, but every time I let my guard down and start to open up around you, you take it. You take that weakness, that vulnerability that I allow to try and just be Dallas with Aiden. You reach in and you grab me by the heart and tear me down each and every time. Every time that 10 Point tries to step up to help you, you suddenly have to teach her a lesson. All of that. What strikes you as fair about that, Aiden?
I guess I'm exactly the way they made me then.
You have a choice on how to be, Aiden.
Bullshit.
Right, you're better than that.
I've seen you make choices, Aiden. I've seen you make good ones, and I've seen you make bad ones. You're perfectly capable of choosing and trotting forward with your own 2 feet. If you decided that this pact and this marriage just wasn't working for you, do you think there would be any less than the Seekers or even the Urban Vigil there to back you? If the spirits came down on you and tried anything, do you think there wouldn't be all of us there behind you to stand and fight with them and tell them you can't have him? You did this for Balian's sake. That's what you told me. You should take a deep breath and look at him. I would do anything for you, Aiden. Anything. Even to the point that if you decided you wanted to cut ties with the Krauses, if you wanted to cut ties with the Von Evericks, I would go as far as to give up on my vengeance so you wouldn't have to ever see them again.
And that's where you'll end up just like me, Dallas. Because it's easier to have someone hate you than do what I've done. Because I love you too. I love Balian. I love Banshee. You're the only things I have left in this fucking world. Because everything else dies on me. And I've sacrificed things for Balian. I've sacrificed things for 10 Point. I've sacrificed things for Banshee. And I've sacrificed things for you. And look where it's landed me. This is what love does to us. So it's better you hate me. Because I can take it. Than love me. Because love kills you in the end. If I didn't love you, I wouldn't. If I didn't love you, I wouldn't do this.
No,
I just
10
pretend like everything's
Darn it!
fine. Stop interrupting me, Katie. God. No, go ahead.
You can't leave long ass pauses and then call it an interruption. God damn it!
Dramatic effect.
No,
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
No, go ahead.
I don't even want it anymore.
No, go ahead.
No, 10 Point is finally going to take back the hand that she's been holding out, wiping her face because she's still acting as a fucking overflow. And while he's mid tirade and saying, just it'd be easier if you hated me. I can take it. And she, she wipes her face and looks at him and says, "I can't."
I won't.
I thought you hated me once, Raya. You remember how bad it was. I can't hate you, and I can't be hated by you.
You kind of look down awkwardly.
Please, Raya. Come say.
Do you know I've begged Stag. I've begged him, and I get no answer. I've given everything.
What have you begged for?
Awkward pause. I just wanted to be a Fianna. I wanted to serve my pack faithfully. I wanted to fall in love. And I didn't want to cause anyone pain. I guess I fucked that right up, right?
You are a Fianna, Aiden. Through and through. You fell in love. And while you do wound us from time to time, you can never make us love you any less. I can't command you to do anything. I'm not even your beta. As your packmate, as your sister. She'll lean towards him and put a hand on his shoulder if he allows her.
Yeah, he does. He kind of slow, kind of awkward. He doesn't push away, but you can tell he's shaking.
And she'll put her forehead right to Aiden's.
And all of half a moment later, 10 Point will follow in. Easing up on the other side of him. Wrapping an arm around him. And setting her brow to his cheek.
Almost a month ago, we stood in this cabin. And we made a vow to each other. The three of us. made a vow to remain loyal to one another, to protect each other. And right now, I see something that exists that is hurting someone I swore to protect. Aiden. Fuck honor. Fuck duty. Go to her, and we will deal with the consequences. Even if it's just the three of us.
Maya, do you remember your vows? They are
Yeah.
all that the spirits enforce.
You can't.
The exact word is very important.
It's the same as any other wedding vow. To have, to hold, honor and love, and sickness and in health, and death do us part.
You entered into that without one of the key components. You said as much yourself.
Maybe true.
You-
But the spirits will recognize a vow. As long as you stick to the terms of your vow, Raya, there is no reason that you can't see her.
That's like asking me not to.
Raya, you've
Don't you get
shown
it?
me her. What is the worst that you could possibly do in the condition she's in?
I can't say it. Because if I say it, they'll know. I can't even tell her that 10 point.
Raya, you just told Dallas that you loved her. Outright and boldly. There is no consequence.
It's not the same, and you know it.
I do. But it means they can recognize the difference, Raya.
Yeah, and they'll know the difference when I say it.
Are you sure that they are exactly the normal vows?
So that's to love, to hold, and all that shite, from what I remember.
Glances at Dallas since her mind's a steel trap. When you have a moment, Raya, if you could think on it for me, find me the words that were used. Because if the spirits are binding the marriage, they're binding the vows. This does not mean that you can't care for others, that you can't love others. It means that you can't dishonor your wife. It means that you can
Twist.
see her. You can even hold her.
I've already done that 10 point. I just haven't said it yet. I dishonored that girl the moment I agreed to this.
Then what would you have us do, Raya? Because we can't sit and do nothing. You can't sit and do nothing. Eventually,
What can I
you're
do?
going to get too enthusiastic, and you are going to cut too deep.
What can I do? They know where I go. They know. What can I do? We have appealed to them, and they ignore us.
You have appealed to them through someone else.
Felix did. I appealed to them myself. I even offered not to have any emotion anymore.
Do you
for a
think
length of
Stack would
time.
want that?
It's what I would sacrifice.
Right, giving up your ability to feel when all you feel is terrible is not a sacrifice. Not one that Stack will recognize.
Right.
Does Felix even know all the other spirits that I brought to that wedding?
I think he has an idea. I don't know.
It is a number of spirits, Raya.
Yeah.
But if I need to stand between you and them, then I will.
And how are you going to do that?
Very carefully, Raya. And she immediately looks thoughtful, kind of glancing to various seemingly random points, like as if looking out over the sept almost. And I mean, again, her brain's open, so if anyone else is, you can literally see her essentially going through the flip book of various spirits, most of them involved with such themes as trickery.
That's a lot of them to try and trick 10 Point.
This is true. But they all have the same target, which narrows it down a lot, Raya. It's not as though I have to go to each of them. But don't you worry about it. I don't want attention called to the fact that I may try something. But I am willing to do this, and I will begin to work on it. Does that at least give you some ease, Raya? One way or another, I will enable you to do what you need to do.
What will I do then when she dies on me, 10 Point?
You will grieve, but it will be over. This has been coming. Even when you two were happy, you knew this was coming. But it's better to grieve for her after death than while she is still living.
Yeah, he'll actually just bury his head into Dallas's shoulder.
Dallas just let out a sigh. Pat him on the back.
I'm sorry.
And then it turns into a hug. And she kind of mumbles the same back to him.
Yeah, he starts very violently crying, shaking. Like tremoring
Dallas
quite,
just,
like clinging onto her as if he's like, his body's rejecting it or something.
Well, Dallas is going to put all 4 dots of that strength into that hug. She got a good hold of him.
Yeah, eventually he does the violent kind of almost seizure-like behavior stops, and then he'll just lean against her, almost like he's just like violently retracted something from his body.
The longest, most meaningful of silences. No. 10 Point has probably taken this opportunity to briefly leave the room, to take a glance up at the pigeons from just outside the door, just to reassure herself. And then, for lack of being sure what else to do, actually kind of just paces the cabin, room to room, hunting for inspiration. And she'll finally come back in. Pardon, give me just a second. Sorry, I got totally sidetracked. Bob was making the most outrageous faces, and I could not figure out what the fuck he wanted. No, she checks on the birds. She comes back in, searches for inspiration, anything really, and in the end has nothing better than to return to the room, setting a hand on Aiden's back and admittedly shooting a thankful glance to Dallas. Hopefully by then he would be finished with the violent tears.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he seems to just be sagging against Alice. The process looks he looks quite exhausted after that. And yeah, no, he just sags there almost lifelessly against Alice.
10 Point will probably finally, eventually, like, kind of gesture her over to just at least try to prop him on the edge of the bed. Something, really. Anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Dallas will do that. Whatever decision you make on this, it'll be us.
He'll just nod. Yeah. And he will slowly crawl into the bed and just drape the covers over himself and just flop down.
Dallas will just go over to the window to draw the curtains, and then she will kind of pat 10 Point and lead her out.
10 Point will pause. At least, while Dallas is going and drawing on the window, she will reach out to him, setting a hand on his shoulder and just kind of doing that thing where you rub up and down a person's arm, just kind of existing at them a bit. And see if he responds at all to her touch.
When she touches him, he kind of just like not squirms, more kind of like a dog, like a cat does when it's being, you know, petted or anything like that.
Positive response?
Yeah. Yes.
So Dallas will probably be turning around, and 10 Point flops over just on top of the blanket, and does her best to gather up the Aiden burrito in her arms. Does the Aiden burrito resist?
Nah, 10 Point gets in the measurable feeling that he just does not have the energy to even. Yeah, no, he's just kind of very limp.
And yeah, she flops over. He's just laying there and not that responsive. She gathers him up, and she this time actually independently opts for once to activate what both are very familiar with as teddy bear mode. The thing is that this isn't like a singularly dedicated process. She's just, if you are open to the link, you're gonna feel it as she proceeds to just start flooding.
Yeah, no, he just kind of flops against her, really. Very kind of still limp, but yeah, no, she does feel the reciprocation of it, like.
And with the slightest reciprocation, it amplifies briefly. Or, I should say mildly, not briefly. She just keeps cycling it. Dallas is, of course, welcome to join. Or to awkwardly shuffle out, because that's weird.
Dallas don't want any part of that whole cuddling thing in the bed.
Oh, come on. We all cuddled on Saoirse. It's fine.
It was different!
Is it because she has boobies?
It's because there's no chance of making a metis with that.
Because he has a penis, that's why.
He's wrapped up in a burrito. It's safe.
Can't be too careful.
He's been restrained.
Besides, Dallas has slept.
Yeah, fair.
So she will, she'll kind of give a sigh and turn off the light in the room and shut the door behind her. And then kind of grumble as she walks over and grabs the broom and the dustpan. To go clean up the glass on the front porch.
She's the hero this city needs. So yes, Cried Out Aiden is going to be tended, whether he likes it or not. Dallas is going to be a hero. 10 Point's going to be a stuffed animal. So, very complicated process. But yes, I think that is very possibly where we can end this scene.
Yes.
So, with this having become a far more interesting scene than I had ever planned for, we're going to say thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. And we will see you next time on Living World of Darkness, Rage Across New York.